Parkinson's disease is an illness that affects the part of your brain that controls how you move your body. It can come on so slowly that you don't even notice it at first. But over time, what starts as a little shakiness in your hand can have an impact on how you walk, talk, sleep, and think. You're more likely to get it when you're 60 and older. It's also possible for it to start when you're younger, but that doesn't happen nearly as often. There's no cure for Parkinson's disease, but you can get treatment and support to help manage the symptoms. What does Parkinson's do to the brain? Deep down in your brain, there's an area called the substantia nigra, which is in the basal ganglia. Some of its cells make dopamine, a chemical that carries messages around your brain. When you need to scratch an itch or kick a ball, dopamine quickly carries a message to the nerve cell that controls that movement. When that system is working well, your body moves smoothly and evenly. But when you have Parkinson's, the cells of your substantia nigra start to die. There's no replacing them, so your dopamine levels drop and you can't fire off as many messages to control smooth body movements. Early on, you won't notice anything different. But as more and more cells die, you reach a tipping point where you start to have symptoms. That may not be until 80% of the cells are gone, which is why you can have Parkinson's for quite a while before you realize it. How does Parkinson's affect the body? The telltale symptoms all have to do with the way you move. You usually notice problems like rigid muscles. It can happen on just about any part of your body. Doctors sometimes mistake early Parkinson's for arthritis. Slow movements. You may find that even simple acts, like buttoning a shirt, take much longer than usual. Tremors. Your hands, arms, legs, lips, jaw, or tongue are shaky when you're not using them. Walking and balance problems. You may notice your arms aren't swinging as freely when you walk. Or you can't take long steps, so you have to shuffle instead. Parkinson's can also cause a range of other issues, from depression to bladder problems to acting out dreams. It may be a while before abnormal movements start. What causes Parkinson's? Doctors aren't sure why all those brain cells start dying. They think it's a mix of your genes and something in the environment, but the reason is not straightforward. Someone could have a change in a gene tied to Parkinson's, but never get the disease. That happens a lot. And a bunch of people could work side by side in a place with chemicals linked to Parkinson's, but only a few of them end up with it. It's a complex puzzle, and scientists are still trying to put all the pieces together. How do doctors test for it? There's no one test for Parkinson's. A lot of it's based on your symptoms and health history, but it could take some time to figure it out. Part of the process is ruling out other conditions that look like Parkinson's. The doctor may do a DAT scan, which looks for dopamine in the brain. This can aid in a diagnosis. Because there is no single test, it's very important to go to a doctor who knows a lot about it early on. It's easy to miss. If you do have it, your doctor might use what's called the Hone and Yahr scale to tell you what stage of the disease you're in. It ranks how severe your symptoms are from 1 to 5, where 5 is the most serious. The stage can help you get a better feel for where your symptoms fall and what to expect as the disease gets worse. But keep in mind, some people could take up to 20 years to move from mild to more serious symptoms. For others, the change is much faster. How is Parkinson's treated? It's all about managing symptoms. Drugs for Parkinson's can often help with tremors, stiff muscles, and slow movements. Your doctor may also suggest physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy, based on how it affects you. And in some cases, you may need surgery.
When I first heard I had Parkinson's, I was very surprised. I always thought of it being an older person's illness, and I've always seen people in wheelchairs, so I thought I was going to lose all my mobility. So so it was very frightening. Walking I couldn't do because it was a stone wall with my toes. I couldn't run. I couldn't go hiking. Basically anything that required movement, I couldn't do it. And my leg would bounce uncontrollably. It would hyperextend and actually lock backwards. It was very, very painful. I was taking at least 15 to 18 pills a day. One of my saddest moments was when I was at a wedding. My dad came up and asked me to dance with him. And I couldn't get up out of the chair because my back and my foot were cramping so bad. I couldn't stand up and dance with him. And it's every little girl's dream to have that dance with your dad. And I couldn't do it. It was so sad. Something that would help. And focus ultrasound did. I had 14 sonications or treatments. I call them zaps because people can kind of picture that a little bit better. So that's where they go in and actually ablate the brain. And after each treatment, you get pulled out of the tube and they test you neurologically to see how you're doing. With each treatment, I could feel myself getting stronger and stronger. My symptoms were getting less and less, and my pain was getting less. And then my last treatment, my doctor, Dr. Fishman, came over to me and he said, "If you stay where you are now, would you call the procedure a success?" And I said, "Yes, absolutely." And he said, "That's it, we're done, we're done." I was so excited. Then the clinical trial director, she looked at me and she says, "Get up, you can walk." And I thought, I can walk. I can walk. I knew I could. It was amazing. I got there in a wheelchair, unable to walk, and immediately following it, I walked to the room. It was a miracle. It was a miracle.
We thank you for watching this education video on Parkinson's disease from Hakeem G. For Ayurveda and Unani formulation of compound for brain and heart immunity, contact us. Please like and do subscribe our channel. Please give your advices and suggestion.